Hey Grace Kids, what's up? Welcome back to Grace Kids TV. My name is Davis Evans and I serve as the Director of Production here at Grace. Right now you are joining me in the Olmsted Falls Tech booth, so I thought I would give you a little look around at all the fancy equipment in here. And there's the platform up there. Just got done programming lights for this weekend. I'm so excited to be joining you this weekend. So in today's lesson, we're going to go over the story of how God stopped the Jordan River. Have you ever been to a big river or a big lake? What was it like? Well, in today's story, we're going to learn about many years after living as slaves in Egypt and wandering in the wilderness, the Israelites were ready to enter the Promised Land. Last week, we learned how God chose Joshua to lead the Israelites and remind them of his commands. But this week, we will look at the miraculous way God helped his people cross the Jordan River into the Promised Land. It's a really cool story. Can't wait to learn more about it later. But before we get to today's story, let's head over to Grace Kids Trivia to see what you remember from last week's story about the time that God encouraged Joshua. Good luck!
Question 1, true or false? God's people had wandered in the wilderness for many years, but they were finally near the Promised Land, the place where God said Abraham's family would one day live. And the answer is true. This was true from our story last week. Some of the elder people had died, but now it was time for everyone else to go into the land. Question 2, true or false? God chose Aaron to be the new leader of Israel. And the answer is false. This was not true. Might have tricked you here. God actually chose Joshua to be the new leader of Israel. It was a big job, but God encouraged Joshua. He promised to help Joshua in the land. God said, "No one will be able to win a battle against you. I will be with you just like when I was with Moses. I will never leave you." Question 3, true or false? God encouraged Joshua to be strong and courageous and to not be afraid because he promised he would be with them. And the answer is true. This was true. God told Joshua many things in order for him to be successful in anything he did. He said to obey everything Moses taught him and to read, remember, and obey the commands written in the book of instruction. God told him that if he followed these instructions, he would be successful in anything he did. Question 4, true or false? Joshua sent a message to the Israelites and told them that they would cross the Jordan River to take the Promised Land. And the answer is true. This was true. The people got ready and obeyed. They trusted that God would be with them. And our final question of the day, question 5, true or false? Joshua led God's people into the Promised Land where they would find rest. And the answer is true. This is true. Similarly, we have true rest in Jesus, who is with us always. And Jesus leads us into the Promised Land of God's kingdom.
Hey everyone, it's me, Megan, and I'm Jessie. Jessie, where are your shoes and why are your pants rolled up?
Oh, sorry. My dad and I just got back from walking around in a stream and I forgot to put my shoes back on.
Oh, okay. Well, walking in a stream sounds really fun.
It was. I loved getting my feet in the cold water and looking for cool rocks.
Did you find some cool rocks?
Yeah, I'll show you after we hear about the Bible story.
That sounds great. Actually, in today's Bible story, God's people walked across a river and they collected 12 rocks from the middle. Let me tell you the story. Joshua had led the Israelites to the edge of the Jordan River. On the other side was Canaan, the land God had promised to give to Abraham's descendants. The only thing keeping the Israelites from the promised land was the Jordan River. They had to get across the deep, wide river. Joshua told all the people to get ready. God gave Joshua and the other leaders special instructions. God was going to help them cross the river. First, the priests carried the ark of God to the edge of the river. The ark reminded the people that God was with them. Joshua said, "Listen, God is going to do something great. When these men carry the ark of God into the river, God will stop the water in the river." All the people watched. When the priests took a step into the river, God made the water stop. Then all of the Israelites crossed the river safely on dry ground. God told Joshua, "Tell 12 men to pick up 12 big stones from the middle of the river. They should put them down where you spend the night tonight." God had a plan for the stones. He wanted them to be a memorial. A memorial is something that helps people remember an event that happened. The people would see the stones and remember that God helped them cross the river. In the future, when children saw the stones and said, "What are these stones?" the people could tell their children what their mighty God had done. The Israelites did exactly what God told them to do. Finally, the priests with the ark crossed the river and the water began to flow again. The river was wide and deep like it was before. At last, God's people were in the promised land. God was with Joshua and the Israelites as they went into the promised land. He showed his power to them so they would trust in him. When Jesus came to earth, he showed his power so people would trust in him and be saved from sin.
I am super excited for this week because we're going to make a craft that shows the memorial stones that Joshua and the Israelites used to cross the Jordan River. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, but you're going to need something to color with, some liquid glue, a glue stick might work if you're going to use paper, and either some cotton balls or brown or gray construction paper that you're going to cut up to make look like stones. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Are you ready? Okay, so when you have everything ready, you're first going to leave the top of the paper where the words are. You're going to leave that white, don't color that. You're going to color the middle that kind of looks like water, blue, and then you're going to color the bottom to look like that where most of the rocks are. You're going to color that like green to make it look like grass, and then I'll show you how to put the rocks in. Stones. I'm going to use cotton balls, but if you have construction paper instead, you would just rip little pieces to fit inside each of the circles and use that for the stones. I think either way will work. I'm actually going to not use a whole cotton ball because they might be a little bit too big. So So I'm just going to use pieces. I'll put a little bit of glue in each spot and then put the cotton ball down. Craft is done. And on the direction page it says, "It must have been amazing to see God stop the water in the Jordan River. You can use your fingers to walk across the Jordan River, just like God's people did long ago." He walked across the river. God was with Joshua and the Israelites as they went into the promised land. God showed his power by stopping the Jordan River. When Jesus came to earth, he showed his power too. Jesus died on a cross and rose again. We can put our trust in Jesus, who is with us and saves us from sin. So we can use this craft as a reminder of our story and of the stones that God provided them in order to leave a memory of what had happened when they crossed the Jordan River. I love this craft and hope that you take it home and can use it to share the story that you learned today about Joshua and the Israelites when they crossed the Jordan River. Thanks so much for watching Grace Kids TV. I hope you all have a great week.